Chaos963. Chaos963. Doing it to you in 3D. Super groovy, and I dig me, baby. Here to bring it to you again another time. I'm loving this, man. You just can't get no easier, no better than this. Wake up in the morning, Spirit give me a hard, solid word. I muse on it all day. I churn on it all day. And by the time I get here in the evening, man, it's like full understanding, overstanding, and ready to give it out. Let me tell you, man, there's infinite knowledge, infinite wisdom out here, and it behooves us to tap into the acoustic records, man, the acoustic records. Everything is there. That's how we were before the fall. We had infinite knowledge, man. We didn't need Apple 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, or 12. We didn't need that. We communicated through telepathy. Help me with that one. And we were just super beings. And we're moving into that now. Folks is feeling it and wondering what the heck is going on. Experiencing magical type of understanding and anointings in their life, man. And that's what it's about. Don't fear it, understand it, embrace it, and try to find somebody that can help you move into it. Full force, full force, full force. It's you. It's you. This is you. This is you. Things have cycled around, man. We've gone on what they call the great year. We've gone our sun has made the 25,000 year cycle around its sun, and this is it's showtime, man. It's showtime, and that's what we're going to be learning a little bit, speaking a little bit, understanding a little bit today about the power and energy that's being released for us in such a time as this. Again, Chaos963, doing it to you in 3D, man. Doing it to you in 4D. Doing it to you in finna be 5D. Watch out, baby. Here we come. Look out. We're right here. Anything you might need online to communicate, to contact, to donate, to give and it shall be given unto you, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, shall men give unto man. And that's just the Bible. We coming from all kind of scriptures, all kind of way, from the Akashic records to the Kabbalah, to the Quran, to the Metageva, to the Torah, to the all sacred writings, man, and we're gonna put it all together because it's all for us. Let me tell you, when these writings were given, they would fall into the hands of their enemy at times as the different dynasties went through the upheaval through war, whatnot. Then as the other winning group would come in, they would take all they burn the library anyway, they burned the great library in Egypt. Somebody help me. Thank you. It'll come to me. They burned it down 3 times. I mean, how wild is that? But when you understand it and learn of it, you get an understanding or overstanding of why they would do something like that. And now when you look back on it, you really get an overstanding of why they did it all, because the knowledge that was coming forth is so powerful till it will delete anything that tries to stand in its way in opposition. And the biggest problem is that only people with melanin, people that have that spark, that God spirit in them, man, can understand and get this. What happened was when they start bringing all that stuff out of the temples and whatnot, they realized how powerful it was. For one, they went in there and said, what is all these things going up in the temple here? When they looked around and seen all the artifacts, they was like, wow, man, I ain't seeing much. Nah, you ain't going to see much of you. So then when they saw the writings and they finally got the translation, what was the old boy's name that translated that joint out? Anyway, when he finally got the translation of the hieroglyphics, and they went out and realized what that stuff was saying. Oh, no. That way wasn't flooded, man. Oshawa Dam, when they flooded that, hundreds of temples they flooded. You want that knowledge out? And it gets hot up in here. That's a Kundalini spirit rising up in a cat, man. That's what's rising up in you. Grab a hold to it. And it don't take no heavy duty, nothing about nothing. It's you. It's you, man. The knowledge, the power, the understanding, the energy that's coming through is you. You know how to use it. You don't have to tell a bird how to fly. Give him a minute. It's what he do. I be looking at some of the animals, man, in the wilderness, and they come out, man, like I be looking at some of the deers and whatnot. That used to trip me out. The deer would come out and dude be stumbling and be walking. Man, you ain't been on the 20 minutes and you walking. That's some powerful stuff. You ain't got to teach an eagle to be an eagle. You ain't got to teach an eagle to be an eagle. You ain't got to teach a dog to be a dog. You ain't got to teach a cat to be a cat. You ain't got to teach a God to be a God. Just let him be, man, and expose him to Godhood. That's what's coming down the pipe, man. That's what's coming down the pipe, not to be stopped. The vibration went low, man, and the energy wasn't there to tap into. Like having a light bulb, man, and all of a sudden you turn the electricity down, the light bulb's going to go dim. Turn the electricity down, the light bulb's going to go dim. But now this juice is being turned back up and we tapping into the... Man, please. It's always been here. The knowledge, the understanding. Now the energy's being tweeted back up, boy. They tweaking it. They tweaking it. And folks is like, ooh, whoa. Man, I be doing stuff. I be like, ooh. I be like Urkel, man. Did I do that? Hey, you did that, man. Now it's important for you to understand that it is what it is, and in understanding that it is what it is, then you need to do what you do. Nothing can defeat you, man. Win the war, win the battle, win the skirmish, every single one. Every single one. That energy gonna come up in you, man, and you're gonna be victorious. You can't lose. You can't lose. What's the one thing you didn't know? The gun was loaded. Man, it's loaded. All your shells is loaded, man. All of them. Move in it. Move in it. And it's like anything you got to start practicing. At least, man, looking at the superhero movies, man, you get these cats and they come out and they start doing stuff and they realize, wow, man. And then the people be looking at them, wow, what is up with dude? They just lifted that car up off them poking from the wreck. And wow, man. And then they're showing you all this stuff because, believe it or not, them folk want to try to tap into this. They got the writings and they see what's supposed to be going down. They can't tap into this, man. This energy is special, boy. Special. Tap into it. Tap into yours. Get yours. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. We'll talk a little bit about that today, man. Getting that energy first shall be last. And consequently, the flip side of that is the last shall be first. That's the part we want to take. I should have put it in there like that. I just put the first shall be last. I should have put in there definitely that the last shall be first, because that's the important part. And let me tell you, ain't nobody been more last than us. It's time. Ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime. You gotta love that, man. You gotta love it. It's showtime, man. I'm gonna pour some libations, man, and get right with it. Gonna get right with it. Right with it. Not now, but right now. Ha ha tishy. Chaos963. Chaos963. Alrighty then. Here we go, here we go, here we go. I want to go outside. In the rain. Yes, yes, yes. We hot dog. I want to pour out to my mother, Julia Myrtle, Ashe. To my stepdad, William Fredericks, Ashe. To my father, Adalis Williams, Ashe. To my grandmother, Daddy Lenny, Ashe. To my great-grandmother, Ava Shani, Ashe, to my Uncle Wayne, Ashe, to my Aunt Janice, Ashe, my Uncle Edward, Ashe. Now to Muhammad Ali, man, I got that thing to pour for him, and I'm gonna keep pouring till it ain't no more, cause Ali was something else. And I'm feeling the James Brown, Ashe. Go Petro, Ashe, Oshon, Ashe, Izia, Ashe, Chango, Ashe, Yomaya, Ashe, Ogun, Ashe, Bethel, Ashe, Balaam, Ashe, Zagon, Ashe, Vien, Ashe, Person, Ashe, Paimon, Ashe. Paimon be the case for me, man. It was incredible, boy. Went in there and they kept calling me back, and they finally said, nah, we throwing this out, boy. And it was interesting because the spirit had told me, man, tap into this Paimon spirit. And I looked it up and, oh, yeah, this the guy I need right here, you know. And I say these out here because they're all different now. And I guess, you know, whatever you need for whatever you're about. Some of them natural, some of them for, you know, water, love, finance, blah, 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 A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. But that was pressed upon me, and boy, I tapped into that juice. And I went in the court, and I had the little paper written in my, did what the department said to do. And man, please, I ain't lost a case since. Man, this is what I'm talking about. We win. And the reason I be sort of sporadic with it, because, you know, I ain't had to, Bible Live. I ain't no Bible Live. I ain't had to gone through no initiations and whatnot. Man, for one, I really ain't had time for that, man. The fire is on. The heat is on. The war is on, you know. And a lot of that stuff, I looked at, read, studied, got in what I could get in. And then the Spirit came to me and said, man, you were initiated through past lives. I said, what? Oh, okay. Okay, everything that you've done, not only in just here past, but all your past, brought you to this place right here and now, man. Wake up, remember, move in your energy and your power and the knowledge, man. Just think back and it'll come to you, and it's going to seem it's going to seem too natural, but it is that natural. You don't have to teach a dog to be a dog. You don't have to teach a dog to be something other than a dog. Now, you had to teach him. I done heard that when the cat was barking on one of the videos, I thought, that's a trip, cat barking. But he had to be taught that. You ain't got to be taught to be something outside of your nature. You don't have to be taught to be something that you are, something other than what you are. Because that's what you are. That's what you do. You can't teach a tree to be nothing but a tree. You can't teach a God to be nothing but a God. And we move in God-like things, but we don't really understand and see it like that. Twofold reasons. One, we've been trained and taught against it. Oh, man, that's silly. Oh, man, you know, dude is trying to run a sub 4 minute mile. Man, that's crazy. They'll never break a sub 4 minute mile. What happened? Broke the sub 4 minute mile. There'll never be nobody to go under a 10 in the 100 meter, man. That's just what happened. Cause you get these cats, man, that they God like we gods. I don't know why that's hard, man. I don't know why that's hard. Cause once you really get into it and start just looking at it, you're like, well, yeah. Who said, well, you know, I'm God, this and I'm made. Well, if you was made of a God and God is the Father, and if He's the Father and we're the sons, and that what that make you? A horse? So it's incumbent upon you to move into that. And in doing so, one, stop listening to the other stuff. Because the other stuff is trying to take you away from it. When I start reading and studying, there's some excellent books. Man, there's so much excellent reading and knowledge and understanding out here. But this book was talking about how they develop schools to dumb people down. And then there's a brother, man, he did this thing, the dumbing of black boys or something like that. Man, look it up, get it. But it'll tell you about how they purposely try to reduce our understanding. All of it, man, is brainwashing, and all of it is by design. From the food, I heard a girl just today talking about fluoride, man. How fluoride calcifies the pineal gland, and I'm like, yep. And then said there's fluoride all in our toothpaste. I said, yep. Fluoride all in our water. I said, yep. And if you don't know that, you know, you constantly indulging in these things. But here's the cold part. Understand the cumulative effect of all of this, man. They dumbing you down with the school. They dumbing you down. When I say dumbing you down, I don't just mean dumbing you down. I mean that they're calcifying your pineal gland. They're causing your spirit to be waxed over. And when that happens, eventually, man, we got some of the biggest fools I ever seen in my life that are manifesting now. I be looking at some of these people. I be like, man, what is he on? You know what? I came off my sabbatical, right? When I was in, man, I every class they had all the little studying, anger management, cognitive thinking, anything to do with social skills and understanding yourself. And of course, I went to all the little studies and Bible studies and whatnot. But by the time I got out of there, I was running all them, man. I said, y'all need to go on with that old fake stuff, because it's interesting. They send these cats in there. Only way you can get into the joint for the most part is for them to understand and believe that you're not going to be a threat, that you ain't going to be trying to teach these cats nothing that's going to be beneficial. So they let these cats in, and they be dry as the desert. And so when they would come in, man, we would be like, oh no, man, you can come in and get the door before, but we finna run this study. And we would be getting deep, going hard in the paint, man. So when we understand that this whole thing is by design and they're purposely trying to dumb a cat down, then you'll look, think, act, breathe, walk different. All of it will be different, man. And you'll look at stuff and you'll be like, man, I cannot believe that I used to be involved in that madness right there. That's stupid. The stuff, and I mean, like, for one, the idiot box, and with this fake out virus, whatever's going on, man, these kids too much time on that, sitting home and watching hours and hours of idiotdom and just getting stupider and stupider. You can't do that, man. And there's just the obvious, man. You are what you eat. Garbage in, garbage out. So if you sit in front of Jerry Springer all day, or his sidekick, Steve Werkel, whatever, I mean, it's obvious. You're going to get up from there and you're going to have the, and then got to bring it right. I used to sit up in front of these ignorant rappers all day. There's some rappers, listen, rap came out as a powerful thing. And when they realized how powerful it was, they immediately went to work on it and started diluting it. Read up on some of them rappers, and when they first came out, man, they was putting out some powerful stuff. And in order to keep their contracts, in order to get the money fronted up front to do their videos and whatnot, they said, well, yeah, I hear and see and like what you're doing, but I want you to do it like this, put this flavor in it. All of them writing about it, telling all about it, and how they corrupt the industry, man. When you go into that industry, they purposely designed it to corrupt you, man. They want to make you something that you ain't. They want to turn you totally against your nature. And then you be pouring that stuff out in the street. And the tragic part is that the youngsters think, well, it's my way out of the hood. And it is a way out of the hood. Out of the hood and into the frying pan. Because that's what's going to happen. And we have gotten totally callous to the body. It's all individual. There's a body, man. This is the body, man. And we got to take responsibility, understand, and respect that concept, man. Respect that concept. But that's just what has to happen. Oh, man. I read somewhere that water is the only thing that came premortal, came from the actual before man it was here. Wow, okay, that's pretty heavy. We're talking today about the first shall be last, and consequently the last shall be first. Now we understand that as a people, boy, we gone through some. We gone through, and it's been some heck of a time, and into that we know and understand all the writings, man, all the writings talk about a culmination, everything coming to a crescendo, the New Jerusalem, and all of that, man. That's coming. So with that understanding, we look at that, expect that, know that. But before that, there's going to be a changing of the guards. And as the Bible puts it, the first shall be last and last shall be first. So now let's look at that. If the powers that be are going to be last because they're first now, then that means a total reversal role going on here. So I started looking at some of that, and one thing that came to mind, this was just so rich for me. I looked at the state of Mississippi. Mississippi did more damage to our people than any other state, probably. Arguably, any other state. In 1860, Mississippi was the richest state in the United States. Arguably the richest state. Now, we know other countries don't necessarily go by states, but if you went with how other countries section off their countries and whatnot, Mississippi was the richest state in the world. What Mississippi did actually fueled the whole planet. Cotton, when they moved into cotton, that was the commodity, that was the energy that fueled the whole planet. Man, folks could have clothes, cheap clothes, and like that, and it just fueled it. Mississippi was the richest state in the United States, and I would be quick to argue with you that it was the richest state in the world. And understanding if we put all the worlds and pattern the world at the United States and had all the other countries in states. 1860, and that was going into the peak of slavery. Now let's look at 2020. Mississippi is the poorest state in the United States. You cannot fool with the spirit. It ain't nice to fool Mother Nature. Mississippi is the poorest state in the United States. They are reaping hell. And this country's finna reap hell. But don't trip. Because even as Israel, when the children of Israel was leaving, Israel was destroyed, man. But the children of Israel thrived even in that destruction. We as the original children of God, we will thrive. And those that have been first are going to be last. And we who have been last are moving into the front position. Now, some of y'all might say, okay, well, look at it. Overlooking the fact that a lot of the folks that I'm about to speak on now don't qualify as B1. That's the verbiage they use now. B1, black first. Some of them might even qualify as enemy agents. But have you seen how many of our people are being put into positions of power? Heads of the police, heads in government, heads throughout all the political venues and whatnot. I be watching, and this started happening a while back now, a couple years ago. I mean, I would look at it, I'm like, wow, okay. As the energy changes and move, believe me, those that have been in those positions and to our detriment, they're going to be coming around. Because when the fight stopped, they've already demonstrated that they're like, blown to and fro like a leaf in the wind. But it's changing. More so even if not the actual fact that those people are in those positions, but the mindset. Why you think they were so mad about Obama getting in? Because they held it. They handcuffed him for real. He ain't finna do nothing. And he wasn't trying to do nothing, so it wasn't nothing done. for blacks, for our people, for indigenous folk. But man, when they looked at that, what he represented, bar none, was frightening, man. This cat was literally the figurehead, if nothing but a figurehead, of the most powerful country in the world. And no matter how you look at it, America still, they holding that spot. Just the whole balance of power mandates that they hold that spot. Because imagine if China came and fought with us. We trying to get at it. Well, we know that there's really no win there. Because me and China throw hands and we both going to be weakened. And what's Russia going to do? That'd be Russia saying, I'll be having some of that right about now. When they saw that man at the head of this country, man, it stirred something up in them. And the repercussion, the concussion, if you will, from that is hitting us so hard right now. That's why they say, man, I don't care. Put Donald Trump up in there. You put he's an alleged everything, pedophile, rapist, and some other stuff. Dude is vile on his best day. That's all right. He ain't black. He ain't black. Give me one of them. This thing is turned around, man. Being put in position of power, and as the folks in position of power start to wake up and realize, man, that this is real. Never seen nothing before like that George Floyd thing. Boy, that thing went across the world like wildfire. And it hasn't stopped. When something blows up that hard and big, the ripple effect goes for a long time. And it's still going and going and going. That's some Energizer Bunny stuff right there. The first shall be last and the last shall be first. This thing is turned around, and trust me, there's no stopping this, man. For one, it's been prophesied, so we know that it has to come. It has to come. It's here, and I encourage you, man, to walk in, to move in your newfound power, and you finding it. You find it. This is going to, the right folk is going to be getting this and hearing this and realizing, man, that dude hit it on the head for real. Because I know you're experiencing stuff, and for the most part, it's quasi-subtle because it's you, It'd be funny to me all the time, because like when I be doing something, I start losing weight, and, folks be like, oh, man, you're losing weight now. Yeah, I've been trying, Aside from the scale, I wouldn't know it all. Because it's casual. It's slow. It's like the old adage we talk about. You take the frog and you throw him in a pot of hot boiling water. He coming up out of there the best way he can. He finna get up out of there. But if you put him in a pot of room temperature water, just turn it on real low, cook to death. This thing is subtle. It's cooking. Watch it. Move in it. Start moving in your power and in your energy. I know that sounds like, wow, moving in my power. Yeah. Be the whole same boat. Somebody told me, man, you pretty fast. You think? Yeah, you could one day run a sub 10 easy. You think? Yeah. You pretty powerful. You could one day have the understanding and intuition to help structure this whole thing to allow people, one, to come to an understanding of the knowledge, true knowledge of who they are. Y'all are on a God level. That is said throughout all ancient scriptures and writings and whatnot. That's what's up. You on that level. Move on that level. Move in that level. Allow it to be what it's supposed to be. Because it's some powerful stuff. It's powerful stuff. The first shall be last, and the last, that's us, will be first. And people are looking at it and say, well, it seems like there's a white supremacy and whatnot got a pretty strong hold on things. There's a strong grip. I look at this thing happening right now. We got to choose the worst of two evils. No. No, this thing finna turn around, and no matter how it happens, it's gonna be to our advantage. It's gonna be good for us. It's gonna be good for us. All things work together for our good. It's gonna be good for us. This thing is turned around, and it's gonna be a beautiful thing. But you gotta know, look, understand, and expect it to be a good thing. And then you gotta look at the things that you can do to help make it a good thing. There's things you can do. Moving and acting it. Just take some steps, man. Take some steps. Take some steps and be surprised. Surprise yourself. Surprise yourself. Yep. The biggest thing is your intention. You know, what is your intention? What are you expecting? And again, it's not about knowing, you know, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. Folks be doing rituals and this, that, and the other. And, you know, I got candles. You want some candles? I can send you information about burning candles and crystals and the incense and some herbs and whatnot. And the most powerful thing I probably do is point you in the direction of some folks that can really, you know, put the 220 vote on you on some different things. You know, they had the Panic and there's people over there, and there's this girl, Khadijah, working with chakras and carrying on, man. You fool around and line up your chakras and clear that stuff out, man. You be floating in space. You like to wake up and you know, astral projected out into the twilight zone, and you know, out there doing the thing. If nothing else, you know, you can get pointed in the direction of people that can do some powerful stuff with you and for you. And then there's books, man. There's all kind of powerful books a cat can get a hold to. And ooh-wee, it's out there, man. Whatever you need, however advanced you want to be or however simplistic you want to be, it's there. Wherever level you want to demonstrate, whatever level you want to jump in at, is there for you. At whatever level you want to go to, let me make this perfectly clear. They can take you to the level you want to go to. Man, you could, if you want to do some shape shifting and walking through walls and you know, might kind of smirk at that. But let me tell you, there's people on this planet doing all kind of stuff. All kind of stuff. And you know, I'm here just trying to be a stepping stone to cats that might be dabbing when they need a word. I'm trying to get a word to man that you are who you've been thinking you were. But cat want to go to the cosmos, man. You can go, man. They got it for you. They got it for you, and it's not to be denied you either. Not to be denied you. Mississippi was the poorest state in the United States because they were first because of their madness and their ways. Now they are last. Well, we've been last because of oppression, white supremacy, etc., etc., etc. Trying to be first. You know, I didn't see myself speaking on the political thing. I call it political, but it's really not political for me. It is not political for me. It is metaphysical. And when I say that, I said because this thing has been by design laid out. When the ancestors knew and understood that we were going to be having our vibration lowered, going to sleep, if you will, they start immediately putting in the plan of action to record as much of the knowledge as they could, so that when we woke up, when we finally shook it off, we would have that knowledge. What didn't come back to our memory, we could go and read and study it. And people start translating the different parchments and whatnot, and they start trying to hide it and shooting the nose off the Sphinx and tearing it up and painting over the different Egyptian stuff and doing their movies about all the Egyptians was white, Cleopatra and everybody. Just make them white. Just make them white. Just make them white. And then the later on it came down and they would put a brother in there. The brothers was a slave. Well, no, if anything, it'd have been just the opposite of that. We was running stuff, calling shots for millions of years, I believe. That's a mood issue, but it was wild. So here we are today with the understanding and the knowledge that things are shifting, have already started, and that there's power and energy that has been afforded to us, and it behooves us to get an understanding of that power and energy and move in it. Like I said the other day ago, if you don't get ready for it and start moving in it, it might not go well for you. It's like anything, man. As things change, you got to change with it. Chaos, man. It's not about chaos here, man. Things is changing. Change with it. It's like like anything. We're going into winter right now, right? I'm here in the Midwest, and as we go into winter, it behooves you to put your winter coat on. Now, you can not do that, and you can not change, and you can continue wearing what you was wearing 2 months ago in the summer, but it's not going to work out well for you. It's not going to work out well for you. As this power and as this energy moves in, man, you move with it, and it's going to work. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. As you tap into it and become accustomed to it and learn it, it's going to be great. Because this thing, what's happening now is end-time prophecy. It's monumentous, for real. And first and foremost, man, don't listen to the hype, man. Don't buy the sizzle. Wait for the steak. Don't buy the sizzle. Wait for the steak. Yes. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, so easily amused, man. Listen, having said that, I just want to truly thank you again. You can get at me through the information on the scroll there. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Make it happen. First shall be last, and last shall be first. You're going to be and are first. That's what this we're moving in on. And people say, we've come a long way, man. This ain't nothing. We finna be, like the Temptation said, standing on the top. Standing on the top. That's where we headed. Appreciate you. Thank you for listening. Same bat time, same bat station. Gonna continue to tweak it and make it be all that it need to be. And as this word gets to the folk it need to be getting to, I just ask that you listen and get a full understanding and move in your power. Move in the understanding of your power.